Good day to you, everyone. I am Pastor Philad, the Wisdom and Queen Coach. I have come today with another tip for church leaders, for pastors, for ministers of the gospel who are running churches. And the tip I've come with today has to do with having an orderly service. Because I have attended some churches in time past, even before I became a pastor, that I made up my mind I can never worship in this kind of place. You know, you see churches where things are not organized, where people just come up with what they want to do during the service inside the service. No planning, no preparation. People just decide what to do in the course of the service. Let me say this, as a minister or as a worker or as a pastor, whatsoever you wish to do during the service must be discussed with the overall pastor in charge of that church before the service. In fact, if possible, before the day of the service, so that it would have been planned as a part of the service. But when you suddenly come up with something that was not planned to be part of the service and you want to bring it up inside of the service, it will disrupt the service of the day. It will either affect the time apportioned to the message for that day. In one way or the other, it will affect one thing or the other, and it's going to affect the general order of the service. So everything that is to be done in a service must be discussed ahead. It is good to bring up suggestions for pastors. It is good to come up with ideas. It is good to suggest things to do, but we don't wait until we are inside the service right in the church before we decide to come up with them. And still related to that is the issue of people who will suddenly come up. A minister can just come up and say, Pastor, I would like to do something on the altar. And for God's sake, he's not even telling you what he wants to do. Yet, he wants to have access to your altar to do whatever he wanted to do. Let me let you know this. If you are a minister under a pastor, that it is not pride and it is not flexing of muscle for the pastor to know whatever you want to do on the pulpit. He is the one in charge. You have to let him know the full details of what you want to do. And the fact that what you want to do is your opinion or your idea, does not mean that you are the one who must do it on the altar. The pastor can decide to appoint another person to do it. It may be a good idea, but it can be decided that let so other person go and do that thing. You don't have to be offended. So don't just come up and say, I want to do something on the altar and I'm the one who knows what I want to do. It's a surprise package. When I get there, you will see it. It is very, very wrong. The pastor is in charge of the church. He is in charge of every service. If he's not around, the person he has appointed, maybe his assistant or whosoever he has appointed to be in charge of that service, must be fully briefed about whatever is going to be coming up in the course of the service. This will make our services to be orderly, and God himself likes when things are done decently and in order. God himself commanded it so. So to have smooth running churches, order is very, very key. Run an orderly church. Don't run a disorderly church. And I tell you, your members and everyone who comes into the church will fall in love with your service. The reason many people are losing their new members is because of disorderliness. When the service is not in order and we don't even know what is coming up and everything is just done haphazardly, people who have planned their own lives, people who are running their own life very well, they will not like to stay in a church where things are not properly done. So that will be all for today. Next time, we are going to be talking about another tip for ministry. Thank you. God bless you.